Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Balanced Biz YouTube channel. I'm really excited you're here. I wanted to talk about a topic that I see all the time and I help clients with all the time. And it usually gets brushed over it gets kind of broad strokes, you know what I mean? Where like we make these generalizations about how it gets to look or what it means, and then things don't really pan out in reality how we expect them to. So I want to talk about the big B, right? Of course, burnout. So a lot of us are out here thinking that burnout comes from too much work, where we are seeing too many clients, our schedule is too packed, we are serving too much, right? And there can be an element of that in burnout for sure. And of course, there's different flavors of burnout. If you've ever experienced any of them or more than one, you know this firsthand, right? There's a lot of different varieties and experiences of burnout itself. But I want to reframe something for you because what I see so often is that burnout isn't always coming from like too much work necessarily. It comes from too little connection to what genuinely energizes you now, right? So that's why I'm always talking about a particular phase or stage of your business and having an understanding of where you are at and what phase or stage you are in your business, because without that knowledge and without that awareness, you're not going to understand what you need, what your business needs, and how it has to look to support you and your vision and your values, right? A lot of us therapists are outgrowing the version of business that you originally built, right? And this is something I have been experiencing over many years and in many different ways. And it can be really jarring because we're not sure how to proceed. We're not sure how to show up in the world. We're not sure how to treat our clients or how to build and continue expanding our business when our identity has ultimately shifted, right? When we start to see ourselves and our business in a new light and in a new way, and we realize that we have outgrown the version of business that we started, it can be pretty stark to see that in real time. So I want to acknowledge that first and foremost, where if you are in a place where you know that you have outgrown your business model that you started, and maybe you're feeling a little trapped and things are feeling a little uncertain and you're not sure where to go and you're finding yourself just going back to the default, whatever that might look like for you, I want to acknowledge that and recognize that that's a totally normal part of expanding and growing your practice. But you don't have to stay stuck here, right? And whether or not you're burnt out, if you are feeling like you've outgrown your existing business model, you don't have to stay there, right? You can love massage really, really deeply and the way that you serve your clients and still feel disconnected from how your business currently operates, right? All of us are going to experience different waves and changes and valleys and hills of our business, and that's perfectly normal. What's not normal, I shouldn't say that. What's not healthy and supportive is not getting super clear on how you intentionally want your practice to look. And not a lot of us are out here doing that work because we have been given a business model that is presumably going to work for us for the rest of eternity. And as long as you follow these steps and you just get to a place where you're stable and consistent, you just rinse and repeat and you keep on going until you retire. And I say forget that. Like, there's so much gorgeous potential laying on the literal table here for you where you're able to expand your practice without compromising your free time, without compromising the income spikes and growth that you really want to see, and without compromising things like your creativity within your own practice. I don't want you to compromise anything, and that's why we're here today. So you might be noticing that, there is a phase of growth where adding more clients no longer feels like exciting. And that can be kind of a weird thing to say. I hit this point many years ago and I was like, oh, this is like, now it's just maintenance. Now we're just kind of coasting. Now we are, and I say that in an okay way, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. We are just sort of maintaining the system, and we are just making sure those gears continue turning. Like, it's all good. And this is really important information. This is not a place for you to turn and make a judgment like, wow, I should be so much farther along, or I should be grateful for the clients who are showing up to receive my help, or so many other people are struggling. I should just take what I can get and be okay with this. There's more out there, and there's more out there for you, and it's okay to want that. So don't get stuck in any sort of trap that keeps you small, especially when there's so many beautiful ways for you to start to serve your clients on different levels, however that gets to look, right? A lot of us therapists aren't like missing ambition, right? We are not, ambition is not the problem. Motivation is not the problem. But the expansion part might be where things feel a little murky, right? Where we're not sure exactly how it looks to expand our practice beyond the business model that we have received. And there's a million and one ways to do this. And when you start to get incredibly clear on your own unique vision for the future and how you want your life to look altogether, all in the whole scheme of things, your values for what at the core of you is what is driving every single decision in your practice and outside of your practice, everything from who you spend time with to what hobbies you participate in, to what books you read, to how much time you spend alone and when you go to bed, right? Your values are at the core of this. And when you start to align that with how you manage your time, how you are willing and able to receive money, and translate that into how your business is structured from the ground up, this is how your lifestyle becomes supported by your business. Instead of feeling like you're constantly chasing elements of a business model that signify some arbitrary metric of growth, and start creating something that's intentional and conscientious and yours and truly personalized and unique for the type of life that you want, right? Systems, of course. You guys know that I love systems. Systems that allow the business to continue functioning while you focus on the parts of the work you actually love is a massive part of sustainability as well that often gets overlooked. And maybe the systems are something that take off the workload both mentally, emotionally, perhaps even physically, right? In your personal life as well, where all of a sudden you have all this free time and you're able to fill that with something that is really satisfying for you, right? This is intentional business creation. This is intentional system structure. And this is exactly what we're focusing on, okay? Without these systems, every moving part of the business runs through your body and your bandwidth personally. And when that happens, of course you're going to be exhausted. Of course you're not going to feel like you can take the time off. Of course you're going to feel like you have to answer every single phone call, prep every meal, do all the things. Of course, right? You can create more free time and still feel deeply uncomfortable inside of that space if your nervous system only knows how to feel productive while on. Okay, and I'm like exhibit A over here. No shame, no guilt, no judgment at all, okay? But when our nervous system is not in a place to hold what we really want, and we don't know what it's like to embody that future version of ourselves in our business, in our personal lives, we're not going to be able to hold it. So being able to acclimate safely in a comfortable, regulated way our nervous system into the reality that we actually want for ourselves, the amount of money we want, the amount of free time that we want, the amount of money that we're putting away for retirement, what we're doing with our free time every single day, everything, all of it. When our nervous system is acclimated to that reality, it's going to be easier for you to say yes to the decisions in your business, particularly that support that, and say no to all the decisions that don't, right? But it's only when you get clear on how that looks for you and what that actually means that any of this is going to matter, right? A lot of us are creating a schedule that we think we're supposed to have, right? And I'm guilty of this too. Instead of like the one that actually supports your energy and your lifestyle. So, and I know there's a lot of conversation constantly going on about, what days people work or what are their hours or how many clients they see. And there's a really specific reason I never comment on those feeds, because it is so personalized to you, and you'll have 10 million responses, and none of them potentially will feel right to you, because your vision, your values, everything that matters most to you, that you started your own practice in the first place for, is so incredibly unique to you that nobody else's answer is going to matter. It might inspire you a little bit, maybe, if you're lucky, but otherwise it's a whole bunch of noise. And I don't want you aligning with noise. I want you aligning with your own signal, right? Your own nervous system, your own lighthouse, your own vision, and your core values for your life and your business. You don't have to work a schedule that anybody else tells you do. I made something up out of absolutely nowhere. I work 4 days a week, and this is an iterative process for me. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I did. I'll tell you how I got here. I work 4 days a week doing massage, and I do that 3 weeks out of the month, every month, right? So I take a week off, and I got here, excuse me, because not only did I realize that my body was going to be taking a toll over the years with this type of work, but also there's a lot of stuff that I want to be doing in this lifetime, and that can't happen when I'm working 5-6 days a week, 4 weeks out of every single month, right? So this was an experimental process where I was learning that it's okay to take up space in this way, to only serve clients in this type of schedule, to take the time off when I wanted to, and create other sources of income along the way, so I never felt the financial pressure to go back into my habit. Do you see? This is how my business started, continued to support my lifestyle, instead of me constantly chasing it around, instead of me serving my business. So time management at this stage is not about squeezing more into your day. There's a really good chance, if you're still watching this video, you are not in a place where you even logistically can squeeze more into your schedule. We want to shift gears a little bit into this concept of creating intentional structure around what matters most. And that, again, comes first and foremost from knowing what matters most to you and how you want to start stepping into that version of your life and your business, right? Excuse me. So if this sounds like something that you have been working on, and this sounds like something that perhaps you've been struggling with, or you've been seeing posts in the Facebook group generally about, and you're like, man, I don't know what this looks like, or I've been struggling with that too, I want to invite you directly into the Balanced Biz community, because this is an empowering, incredible, diverse space of massage therapists who are in a similar place as you, or they have been there before, and they are actively creating systems to support everything they want in life. They are actively taking really fun risks to diversify their income and to experiment with new ways of earning income and to serve their clients on new levels. They are learning the nervous system tools that help them to acclimate to a new reality, so that when they hit those income goals, that ideal schedule, their dream vision for their entire life, they're able to hold that and sustain that. These are all things we work on over the course of 3 months together as a community. And the reason I decided to do this as a community is because we feel so super isolated as massage therapists, and being able to get together with other folks, with other therapists who really, truly, sincerely get it, and they are going through it as well, or they have been there, is an incredibly empowering and safe place to be. It means you get to hop off the Facebook groups, you get to remove yourself from the nasty, toxic narratives that go around online, and you finally get a place to build your business that feels like home. It feels safe. It's a powerful place for you to start experimenting and getting messy, all with a safety net and the support that you need to actually make it work. So, therapists who have been through this program, at this time, there's over 75 people who have been through this experience and have received the Balance Biz method. They've hit multiple six-figure years. They have used these tools to diversify their income, start offering things online and offline that help them to leverage what they already have and remove themselves a little bit from the treatment room. Many therapists in the community have learned how to hire and to build a team within their practice in a way that feels really fulfilling and satisfying and streamlined and doesn't eat their entire schedule. A lot of people are learning how to rebalance their work and their life in a way that doesn't drastically reduce their income or totally cut into their own personal time. This is all about the holistic vision of your business that you have and tending to every part of it as well as we can, right? So, as somebody who has led over 75 therapists through this community and through this program, I want you to be the next success story because I know that your impact goes well beyond the treatment room, goes well beyond the table, and goes well beyond your hands, and that your vision of your future deserves no compromise. You don't have to compromise to create exactly what you want. And I have seen this to be true time and time again when people have the right structure, the right strategies, the right processes, and the right emotional support in place to move through this process. So, if you're ready to take the next step, if you're ready to simplify your business and spend less time on it and more time in it, making direct impact on your community and the people around you, if you want to grow your business in new ways, reach more clients to help, and you want to scale and learn how to take the financial pressure off of just your hands, this is going to be the place for you. I'm so super excited to meet you, and feel free to message me directly if you want to explore the different options. I will also leave a couple of links in the show notes here so you can get acclimated with how I like to work and how I help people. So I can't wait to chat with you, and I hope you're having a fabulous week.